If you have ever told yourself that you're not worthy of love, of happiness, of abundance, of health, if you've ever told yourself that none of that good stuff in life is ever going to happen for you, if you've called yourself every negative word in the book, if you feel shame or guilt or pity, if you've done any or all of the above, but deep down, or maybe not so deep down, you want those things to change. If you want to find self-love, if you want to find empowerment, if you want to find happiness, then pull up a seat, my friends. My name is Brittany Luna, and this is Get Your Shit Together. Dear Diary, I am so sick of watching other people fall in love. Why can't this just happen for me? Am I that ugly? Is my personality that fucking awful? I don't get it. I must be the biggest waste of space that exists because no one good wants to love me. Which means I must not be good. I'm either doomed to meet some asshole like every other dude I've met, or I'm gonna be alone forever. Great. That was a legit entry in my journal from when I was a senior in high school. And that had been my mentality for a very long time. And it continued to be my mentality for long after. And for years, I would find myself in situations that would validate what my beliefs already were. I didn't think I was worthy of finding great love. That was reserved for the beautiful people. It was reserved for the intelligent, the funny, the talented. Not for someone who was always just in the middle. Not butt ugly, not beautiful, not hilarious, not a total dud. And when I tried to fit in, everything I did was either look way too grand or far too small because I was trying way too hard to be anything but meh. And it seemed that no matter what I did, I still wasn't good enough or cool enough or pretty enough. I don't know if you've ever felt this before. Just thinking about being in that headspace feels like crap, and I haven't felt that way in years. But when I read old diary entries, when I look at old pictures, when I flip through yearbooks and watch videos, it's like I get transported back to that time, and I can remember feeling that way. I remember what the world looked like behind the eyes of somebody who had no self-worth and no self-esteem. And I can tell you, it is not a pretty picture. The world looks to be a very awful, lonely, and unforgiving place. But at the same time as being able to remember all this, I also look back on that person and feel like a stranger because I experience my world very differently now. Now I know I'm worthy of love. Now I know that I'm good enough. Me, myself as I am good enough. But that mindset did not come overnight. It took time. So first and foremost, when you are on a journey to getting your shift together and finding self-love and finding empowerment, you must give yourself permission to go on this journey without expectations of time. And second, you have to be willing to go on this adventure with a little bit of curiosity. Curiosity and willingness to examine your thoughts, to examine your experiences, to examine your inner world so that you get to know yourself and these thoughts on a deep-ass level. So what steps did I actually take to shift and to have a more positive narrative going on in my head? The first thing that I did was recognize that whatever I say I am, I am. The fuck does that even mean, Brittany? Are you saying that if I tell myself I suck, that I actually suck? No, that is not what I mean. I don't mean that what you think you actually are in reality. And that's kind of the thing. We all have our own reality. My reality is totally different from yours. And yours is totally different from everyone in your household and everyone else around you. There's our own individual realities, and then there's the truth, which oftentimes many people never even see. Why? Because we all take our own reality to be the end-all be-all truth. And what we decide we are is exactly what our inner reality is going to be. It is what we are going to accept as truth. So if I tell myself that I'm unlovable, if I tell myself that I suck, if I tell myself I'm not good enough, then that's exactly what is. That is what my reality is. That is what my perspective is. The end. It's not going to matter if my friends and my family and everyone else tells me over and over and over again that I'm amazing. It's not going to matter if they tell me how smart or funny or kind or pretty that I am, because what I believe is what I'm going to believe and what I am going to experience, which means that the only way to actually change our reality is for it to come from within. We can stretch and reach and grab for all the external validation in the world, but it's ultimately not going to do shit for you in the long run. It's going to make you feel good for half a second, and then your personal reality is going to kick right back in. So if we all have our own personal reality, and I'm going to be whatever it is that I say I am, then what would my life look like if I started to change up this narrative just a little bit? I mean, because frankly, if I'm going to be telling myself something and it doesn't matter if it's truth or not, because everyone has their own reality outside from the truth, then why the hell wouldn't I want to color my reality differently? A little more positively. Or at the very least, not be a dick to myself. What if, even if I didn't believe it at first, what if I just started to shift that inner dialogue? And when that old negative dialogue starts to creep in, what if I stop and ask myself, says freaking who? Who is actually saying that I'm ugly? Who is actually saying that I'm fat? Who's actually saying that I'm not lovable? Who's actually saying I'm not smart? Who's actually saying I'm not good enough? Where's the freaking evidence? And if someone has actually said these things to you, which I've had plenty of things like that said to me throughout my life, who the fuck are they? Who gave that individual the power to define anything at all? Never mind my place in the world or who I am. You did. I did. You and I are the ones that gave them that power. And you and I are the only ones who can decide whether or not you want to take that big ass power stick back or not. Says who? Know who is coloring your reality. Know who is shaping your reality. It's always us. And no matter what you believe, you are. And if you can be whatever it is that you're telling yourself, why not start telling yourself that you are the kick-ass person that you already are? I know that this is not an easy journey. I know that being human can be really freaking hard. I know that the stories we tell ourselves feel like they are real. You're not in this alone. If you need some help figuring this out, if you need a little more support, let me know. Let's work together towards empowerment and getting your shift together. Thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking that little like button at the bottom. Leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share, because sharing is caring. And someone probably needs to hear this. Follow me on Instagram at BrittanyLunaShift for a daily dose of inspo. And until next time, keep on killing it, friends.